Hi. Hola. So this year, 2022, we're doing something different. We're actually going to present our annual report in some video formats as well. It also is a special time because Massy's about to turn 100. This is the 99th year. And we've actually embarked upon the 100th year as this is being recorded. Never before have we been as confident as we are today. Never before do we feel as strong as we are today. I hope you enjoy clicking on some of these videos and hearing what else I've got to say, because this is a first for us, but I think you're going to really enjoy it. 2022 financial year. Very interesting year for our group. I think a really spectacular year of financial performance when you look at the fundamentals of the group. Our third-party revenue was up 11%, which is really great. This is despite selling some companies. Our profit before tax from our subsidiaries, from our business units, grew by 30%. Motors and machines by 45%, gas products by 28%, integrated retail by 25%. $175 million of profit before tax from our core businesses in 2022 versus $134 million in 2021. Now, something happened in between when we now look at what happens inside of the corporate office and all the respective adjustments. In 2021, fantastic performance of investment portfolio. Took the money that we were getting from selling things and we put it to work. 2021, $11 million of gains from that portfolio. Fantastic. 2022, $5 million of losses. Now to our continuing operations, 11% growth in profit before tax. Spectacular. Here's the rub. Now this is where we always knew when we're in this process of transforming our organization, we would be selling some businesses, getting some gains, but losing some profit. And this is where we have, if you like, the kind of variance in our P&L. Last year, we made more money because we had more of these companies generating profit. And when you look at the profit before tax, the core of the group performed quite well with 11% growth from the continuing operations. If you look at the core of what's generating the future of the group, performed extremely well. So 2022, 2021, coming out of the pandemic, kind of tumultuous environment that we were finding ourselves in. And inside of this tumultuous environment, we are experiencing unprecedented growth. We're experiencing unprecedented participation in our organization in terms of our employees are engaged, how we're reacting to the vicissitudes around us. We actually realize that we are beginning to outgrow our vision. Our vision had been a force for good, the most responsible and profitable investment holding / management company in the Caribbean basin. And in 2022, as we went into our annual strategy review, we had to reflect that, the things that we have now become really good at because we've adopted this strategy of focusing our group on the businesses and the industries in which we have competence, we have scale, we have historical capability, we generate good returns, and we can see our way to continuing to grow returns in these businesses. When we decided to focus, we also decided to give greater autonomy to what we call our three main portfolios. That's integrated retail, our supermarkets, wholesale distribution, and food, pharmaceutical products like that. Motors and machines, automotive cars, trucks, industrial equipment, car rentals, and that kind of business. And our gas products division or portfolio. And that's LPG, industrial gases like nitrogen, oxygen, sell at hospitals and stuff like that. Those three portfolios, they are generating the vast majority. It's over 85% of the profit of the group is coming from those three main portfolios at this point in time. That focus, combined with our great work on really empowering and getting real participation from our employees, it created this explosion of growth that we're experiencing right now. And so really the Caribbean basin, why constrain ourselves to be the Caribbean basin? And that's when we started to see that, quite frankly, what we're doing could be done anywhere in the globe. And so ambition moved from being the most responsible and profitable investment management / holding company in the Caribbean basin to really being a global force for good. An investment holding company with a Caribbean heart. Because that Caribbean heart is at the center, it's the heart of what makes us special. Because we've done all these things, that has led us to this new vision. And the strategy to implement the vision is for us to focus on how do we globalize ourselves, global expansion. How do we become more disciplined about how we manage capital for our shareholders? And how do we take on this sphere of influence, expand the depth, the breadth of the sphere of influence that we have in the world? Those are the 3 areas of strategy. There's one thing we can all appreciate is the extent to which people from the Caribbean punch above their weight. And we've had that experience almost at a personality level. And what we see is there's an opportunity to do this at a corporate level. Have a corporation from the Caribbean punching well above its weight on the global scene. So we actually have recognized that we have the capacity to do that. And now our work, and this is why we've appointed David O'Brien, the Executive Vice President of Global Expansion, is to figure out exactly how we do that. So we've taken someone who has demonstrated the capacity to expand and grow businesses on a global stage. And we're going to do the strategic work to determine where and when and how we go about this. But we have a pretty healthy balance sheet with which to embark upon this global expansion strategy. And I can't say too many things in this video, but it's well underway. Again, another interesting element of this vision statement we have, an investment holding company. And we have some discipline associated with that we have started to embrace. You see, people used to refer to us as a conglomerate. There's something called a conglomerate discount, right? That, is there in the finance world. And that is that the company is so full of different things, they're going to have a mixed bag of different things that we discount it because, if they were to run on their own, they would probably be worth more. So I know people still refer to us as a conglomerate because they haven't gotten accustomed to understanding us as an investment holding company. And this is important for us to demonstrate in terms of the way that we use and deploy the capital that shareholders have entrusted us with to generate returns for all shareholders, including those of us who hold shares in Massy ourselves. And so there is this new or higher level of discipline that will be applied when thinking about capital projects, when thinking about the assets that we hold and how well they're performing, how strategic they are. Yeah, you may buy property in Guyana because you're thinking of expansion in 5-10 years, so you're not making any return on that property, but you very clearly have a purpose for it, so something like that might make sense. But other than that, the days of sort of holding on to assets because, well, they're our assets, those days are done. And we're really thinking through the lens of how we fund it, whether we raise additional capital through equity, additional public offerings or listings on other stock exchanges beyond Jamaica, or when we use debt, making sure that that cocktail of finance is working in the shareholders' best interest. And that's what we mean by capital management, to continue to create and increase value for our shareholders. We have, it should be no surprise, come to the realization that people much prefer to work in environments where they can be their authentic selves. They much prefer to work in a place where people genuinely care and are listening to them. Surprise, right? And what we see is that when you create this type of environment, people flourish. Everybody flourishes in that kind of environment. And you know what? They go home happier. And their family feels that. And their friends feel it. And so there's this sphere of influence around the whole person that makes a difference. And you know what? They say, boy, you work Massy, boy, interesting place to. And they can't help but say, sounds like a nice place. If I have the opportunity to shop there or buy from there, you know, I might prefer to do that. And then, of course, when they do that, they're surrounded by the employees who appreciate them, love them, and they say, what a joy this experience was. I need to tell people about it, right? And so we see this virtuous cycle that spreading the depth and the sphere of this Caribbean heart creates for the fulfillment of people, the people around those people, and quite frankly, to the success of the organization, because it is truly the source of some of the remarkable success that we're having. And we know we're not perfect, but that's part of it. Admitting that we're not perfect, we could be open to hear criticism so we can improve, willing to embrace contribution. And we think that this is important not just to our group, we think it's important to the world, we think it's important to the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This has been a real wonderful opportunity for us to share ourselves like this with you. We have completed 100 years at Massy. We're looking forward to at least 100 more to come. What we've accomplished, who we get to be in the world, is a joy, a privilege, an honor. I want to thank you all for listening, looking, for your confidence, for your support, your continued loyalty. We certainly don't intend to ever let you down. Thank you very much.